Hi, I'm Tony Beauvais. Welcome to Art V. On this program, we'll speak with artists Katherine Hiller, Juna and Sal Lolicato, here to share their mix of experiences during the current pandemic. Katherine Hiller is a Melbourne-based abstract expressionist artist. Her work concentrates on powerful, emotional moments in time. Welcome, Katherine.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about your work?
My work, I would say, is abstract expressionist. Is very big oil paintings, very colourful, very gestural, all about energy, raw energy, very bright colours.
Yeah, great.
In a nutshell.
And you've got a studio in St Kilda?
That's right, just on the corner of Grey Street and Fitzroy Street in the laneway.
Right, okay. Oh yeah, I know the laneway, down that laneway. One question I ask everyone who comes on is there any particular inspiration that got you involved with, well, you're a working artist full-time, inspiring you to become that artist?
I've always been, since I was little really, I just loved it and studied from a young age, and then did art school, then moved away from that because it's not a job apparently. Right. And ended up working in advertising for about 20 years, but still painted on the side, always painted until I had enough of advertising and quit my job about 6 years ago, and then been painting full time ever since. So
good on you. Well, you
loving
did just
every minute of it.
You did just it because
I did.
Yeah, I've 20 years.
Paid my dues.
I understand.
It's a pretty stressful job, so yeah.
One thing we are asking the artist is, well, it's in reference to the COVID-19 pandemic. How were you travelling before, and how did it affect you? And would you have any advice as to how to deal with it?
I think in March, I mean, I was doing open studios every month before, so obviously I couldn't do that anymore. Right. But I was always doing a lot of online marketing before, so I could just do more of that. It gave me time to refine that as well, so it's just about utilising that time to my benefit. Yep. And then I replaced the open studios by appointments, and I found that people were actually more online during that time. They were at home, they couldn't go out for dinner, they couldn't go on holiday, and maybe they were looking at white walls, and so it's just having that presence online really helped me. Sure. But I was doing that before, always just making sure I learn as much as possible about digital marketing and all that. So
which is a whole new world, because social media is its own industry now.
It's another job to learn basically. My background was advertising, so I probably had a head start with that, but it changes, it doesn't even help that much because it changes so quickly. You have to keep up all the time, and I would say that's, for me, that's a big part of being an artist, or the marketing side, and especially digital marketing. I don't think I could do it full time if I didn't do all that part. Sure. But it's different for everyone.
Well, marketing is the number one sector in any business. If people can't find you, you really can't.
You don't
trade.
have a business.
And given the current restrictions or the previous restrictions now being lightened, it sounds like they've done okay.
It's been fine. It's been fine because of the online. If I hadn't been online, then it would have been very difficult, because I do shows as well. I do open studios, I do art fairs, and all that was cancelled. So if I hadn't been online, it would have been very, very difficult. Gotcha.
How are the open studios? Can you give us a bit of info on those? How long do they go for?
I just do usually one weekend a month, so I haven't done it since probably February now. I'll be doing one next week again, so they're back. And it's basically opening the doors to my studio to anyone that wants to pop in and have a look.
Oh, so, well, I'm going to find out when the next one's on.
Next week.
I'll be right, I'm only around the corner, I'll be there. The government support during the coronavirus, what did you think of that? Has it helped you?
I know there was some grants, and it didn't apply to what I was doing. I think it was.
Have you got any works or exhibition lined up for spring?
Not exhibition, just open studios. That's what I normally do. Yep. I normally do the other art fair in Sydney in October, but I'll probably wait till next year to do that and just carry on with just doing open studios this year, I think.
Right, and the art fairs?
I'll do that next year probably again in Sydney. Yep.
Okay, in Sydney. Fine. Well, where do we find you? Would you, if we're looking for the gallery?
So the studio is at 13 Rear Grey Street in St Kilda, and I'm open by appointment or for the open studios.
Yep.
And then I'm on Instagram, Katherine Hiller _art, or Facebook, Katherine Hiller Art.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for coming in. Lovely chat.
Thank you.
Thanks, Katherine.
Robert Fielding is a contemporary artist of Pakistani, Afghan, Western Aranda and Yankunytjara descent, who lives in the remote community of Mimili in the APY lands. This exhibition presents 2 photographic series, light boxes and carved panelling, sandblasted water tank panels and messages handwritten on the gallery walls in ochre. Fielding has also collaborated with his community and family members to produce a range of traditional objects crafted from wood, then cast in bronze and painted with gold. Based on many years of research, this exhibition weaves together old and new histories, focusing on the strength and power of Indigenous knowledge and culture.
Salvatore Lolicato is an extremely accomplished sculptor who specialises in ceramics. He achieved international note in Italy, where 3 of his works were selected for display at the prestigious Faenza ceramics competition. Hi Sal, thanks so much for coming in.
Hi Tony, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Good. What have you been up to lately?
Lately, I've been in the studio working on some ceramic sculptures and working on a mural for the Veg-Out community gardens with to get that happening.
Yeah. Oh, ripper. Veg-Out. Did you won a big sculpture? Did you win an award down there?
I came second in it's called the Veg-Out Big Sculpture Competition Award. Yeah, and I came second, which was I got to do the prize was $2,500 bronze sculpture, which with the Fundir Sculpture Foundry in Sunshine.
It's a big. I did see it in progress in the gardens. I walked through a few times.
It's like a reptilian sort of coming out of the ground. Yeah, very exciting and monolithic, like over 2.5 meters. So yeah,
classic. But it's also quite different to the ceramic banana you had stolen at the Dogs Bar a few years ago. That I remember you put it up for auction. Someone nicked.
I remember that. Somebody was very desperate to steal a banana. That was for a fundraiser.
I know. Quickly back to what you do now. Mural at the moment, because we're asking people. Because of the COVID-19 and everything that came with it, and especially the restrictions with socialising, able to sell and get out there, the mural, is that an outdoor piece or is it indoor? I mean, really looking for how have you adapted since the COVID-19 restrictions came in? So did the mural become part of something you could do?
Yeah, that was like I wanted to put my focus into something positive, and so I focused on world peace, harmony, and probably the biggest one I think we're getting out of this whole COVID thing is gratitude. Having gratitude to to be able to do my artwork, and to be healthy and to be able to within all this chaos and this confusion, this apocalyptic thing that's unveiling the truth of what's actually going on. It's interesting times.
So have you found that been using more social media in order to communicate?
Absolutely, Instagram, Facebook, and that's really the only way I can get it out there, because there's, galleries have all closed down because of the whole confinement of the. Yeah,
they have been restricted. Hopefully they'll be able to open soon. I'm not sure in Victoria at this current stage, but anyway, I've always known you, when I heard that I was interviewing you today, enthusiastic and dedicated came to mind, because I've seen your work and seen you about a bit over the years. You seem to always have work up somewhere. Have you still got work staggered throughout suburbs?
Absolutely. I've got some in the Leroy Cafe on Ackland Street. I've got some sculptures hanging up there, so if you want to go see some work there, that's available.
Yep. Okay. I'll head down to Leroy for a coffee.
Yeah, head down for a coffee and have a look at some artwork.
Quick question. Inspiration. Why do you think you developed into the artist that you are?
I've always had a passion for the arts. It's just getting in touch with that creativity, being able to express what's going on, and just the focus, the meditation, being able to focus and meditate on a piece of clay and be able to turn that into something, pretty much anything, which is pretty exciting.
Now, ceramics being your specialty, done anything in metal, steel works in the past?
Well, that was the prize that I got from the big sculpture award.
Right.
I did a $2,500 sculpture, which I've brought in today, which I guess will get shown, and that was pretty exciting. First time I've ever worked in bronze, so so that was a totally different medium, and the Fundier Sculpture Foundation did an amazing job. Really terrific crew, so highly recommend them. Yeah.
Oh, well done. I just found out too that you have some international note, because you represented Australia, where some of your works were selected at Faenza ceramics competition in Italy.
Yeah, the international ceramics competition, which is every 2 years. It's a biennial, and it was absolutely chuffed to represent Australia. And I created those works in Barcelona and transported them to Faenza, and I was absolutely blown away to be accepted. And it was a real honour to represent Australia. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
Any advice for any young upcoming artists who might be struggling at the moment?
Just stay on track, meditate, focus on what you're doing, and just try not to be distracted by the chaos and the confusion, and just work on a real cellular level, like really what's going on for you, and express that creativity. It really is a healing process.
So other than Leroy having a few pieces up there, have you got any shows coming up in spring?
There's an exciting show coming up it's called the Toorak Sculpture Show Award in Toorak on Toorak Road. That's been delayed because of the COVID virus, but that's coming up. So I got accepted into that. That's by you have to be accepted. So that this piece that I've got here and another piece will be shown, and that's coming up. Well, stay posted on
Okay, well, speaking of that, I'm going to try and see if someone can bring that piece in so we can show it. Your social media tags, how can we find you and stay in touch with what you're up to?
Okay, I've got a website which is salvatorelolicato.com, and I'm on Facebook under the same name, and Instagram, Salvatore Lolicato. Thank you for your time, I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for coming in, Sal. Really appreciate your time, your positivity, and look forward to seeing art.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you,
Thanks.
Tony.
Juna is a young artist who is also a musician and currently looking for a space to practice his art. Hi Juna, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, it's good to be here.
So can you tell us a little bit about the style of art that you're into?
So at the moment I'm mainly playing around with oil painting and just sort of, refining my techniques with that, and then sort of branching out to doing other mediums like working on my drawing and becoming more and more interested in like etching and making like little zines and books and stuff.
Oh right.
Yeah.
So whereabouts are you doing this from?
I work out of my bedroom at the moment. I don't really have a exterior space to my home, so
sure.
I'm doing most of my work out of there.
Are you having a look around with any space?
Yeah, I'm currently just like looking for a sort of studio or warehouse for like me and the artist collective that I'm a part of.
Oh right, okay, yep.
Yeah,
yeah, we're hearing about a few collectives around here, so we'll give you the info for those after
definitely.
the show to go and check out, because you never know.
Yes.
There's a few spaces taking effect as we speak, I think.
Yeah, I've been like meeting a bunch of other people who've, like Gallery 17 on Ackland Street.
Yep.
I know some of the girls there. You know.
Rachel's down there, I think.
Yeah,
Rachel
yeah.
McCarthy.
Doing they've started doing little artist residencies and stuff.
Yeah, I saw
and,
that.
There's like a few cats around town.
Yeah, we had Rachel in, I think it was last week. So yeah, it was great catching up with her.
Yeah, she's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, we did have a chat about the coronavirus, which is because it's quite topical at the moment.
Yeah.
How you were travelling before, during, and if you've got any plans to bounce back a bit. Well, sort of, we don't know when, but we're all sort of making tentative plans for.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
it.
to relaunch all of my stuff again. I'm aiming for spring. So
yeah, I feel like there's quite a lot of, people in that sort of mindset. The whole COVID thing for me was, I don't know, my life didn't really change too much because I do keep to myself and keep to a small group of friends anyway. So, and I still could work a couple days a week, so I had an income, which is good. But creative-wise, I went into COVID just finishing an exhibition at Bright Space Gallery.
Oh yes.
Just down on Martin Street there.
Yeah, off the highway.
Yeah. And so that happened in January, and then month and a half later, I think, is when things started getting locked down. So when that hit, I was just sort of like took it as an advantage really to like sort of sit down with myself and spend more time reading and looking into like different ways that I can approach my art, and like
it's become
just having that extra time to.
That's a common thread.
Yeah,
we've been hearing the extra time. People have been using it. Well, obviously resilience is one thing, but they've been using it to be quite innovative.
Yeah, with so much space to dance around and.
We've got to change with the times. So necessity being a mother of invention.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think the time is one of the most valuable things that we have. So
yes, it definitely is.
I think in a way, I'm picking up that it's made quite a few artists really focus on how to spend their time.
Yeah, and probably
more productively.
Like, grow a lot within this time as well.
Well, it's interesting is because it is a time for reflection and also research.
Yeah, that's it.
With others, it's been marketing. And you mentioned that you have a part-time job at one of the local cafes.
Yeah, so I work on Miss Jackson Street in.
Miss Jackson's.
I'm in Miss Jackson on Jackson Street, just across the road from the George here, and.
So you mentioned you had a part-time job at one of the local cafes. That must be a plus. And I don't know. Would you recommend? And we're looking for sort of advice that you can give to any other actors that might be struggling through this time. I mean, we know jobs aren't easy to find. So if we're not making any sales or we're not able to show works, it must be number one. If you work on your own, it must be good to get out of the house.
Yeah, that's it.
One question that I'd like to ask every artist that comes along is inspiration behind you being an artist.
Yes.
Is there any story, any tricks?
I don't know, inspiration's a funny one for me. You know, I don't really limit myself to any sort of one specific medium of, you know, of a creative outlet. So, you know, I grab inspiration from music, from literature, from from film and from different aspects. So like, I feel like with inspiration, it's just an accumulation of everything that I'm observing around me and all, you know, even just everyday life, walking down the street and looking at the flowers or whatever it is, you know, that's being transferred or being processed in my mind, and, you know, through art or through painting or whatever the outlet is, you know, I'm able to, you know, express what I've observed and express what I've learned from the world around me. Yeah. But like, but inspiration's like talking about figures or like people, like, you know, I have a lot of respect for, you know, painters like Francis Bacon or illustrators like Audrey Beardsley or, you know, I've started learning more about the raw artists that were originally here in St Kilda, and it's been quite inspiring looking into that because I am in St Kilda, and like learning about Arthur Boyd and I think his name Peter Walsh and all that crew back in the day.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
And it's not just art. Do you play music as well?
Yeah. So I play the guitar and write songs, and you know, I've been doing that almost my whole life now. So.
Right.
It's sort of like
second nature to you.
Yeah,
now.
Second nature. It's just like something that's a part of me. So yeah, I'm looking to like start a couple little punk bands in the near future, but I mainly play just like more jazzy blues stuff by myself. Great. Yeah.
So in regard to whatever that is planned for the future, where can we find you and some more information about your stuff?
Okay, so in the future, you know, right now I'm just starting to really throw myself into a body of work that I want to, you know, end up showing sometime at the end of the year, probably maybe after Christmas, before Christmas. It's probably when I'll have my, you know, next solo show or something that I work on by myself. But other than that, I'll be working with my artist collective, well, our artist collective, and you know, working with them and helping their exhibitions and help curate their shows, and you know.
So social media links, any up for those?
So I don't really have a website or anything. I mainly post most of my art on Instagram at the moment. Yep. And you can find that under Nocturnal Zoo. Yep. The O's in zoo are zeros. Right. Okay. A bit hard to explain, but all right. But yeah, and so that's where you can find me at the moment. Like, I'm currently working on organising a better platform to you know, display my work, and hopefully bring some other artists into that same platform to sort of create a community around that.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep an eye out. So stay tuned. Can't wait to see the body of work, because you said Christmas, so that's a 6-month body of work.
Yeah.
Good man, take it on.
Yeah, I'll take time.
Oh, good on you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much, Juna. Good on you.
I appreciate it.
Coming. Good on you.
Cheers.
See you later. That's all for this week. If you want to contact us, you can send us an email at ideas@studioemedia.com.au. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.